What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the TYSK Report. I got some articles lined up on the docket, so let's dive in. In the first article, Australia bans social media for under 16s. Australia just voted into law a social media ban for children under the age of 16. The legislation was approved by Australian lawmakers on Thursday with the aim of protecting the mental health of children online, despite opposition from tech companies who claim the rules are unworkable. The new law is scheduled to come into effect in 12 months, giving social media companies time to meet the requirements. These include taking reasonable steps to prevent children who have not reached a minimum age from having accounts. Children who violate these upcoming restrictions won't face punishment, nor will their parents. The responsibility lies entirely with platform providers. We want Australian children to have a childhood, and we want parents to know the government is in their corner. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said in a statement earlier this month, "We know some kids will find workarounds, but we're sending a message to social media companies to clean up their act." In addition to that, the law does not require users to upload government IDs as part of the verification process. Meta criticized the bill when it was introduced to the Australian Parliament last week, and also ex-owner Elon Musk has slammed the law, alleging that it seems like a backdoor way to control access to the internet by all Australians. So from my perspective, I think this would be very beneficial for those children and those teenagers because it gives them the opportunity to enjoy life and not be so stuck on social media all day and scrolling through TikTok or Instagram and just looking at different videos and photos and things like that. So with this, I do hope that Australia creates an opportunity for children to connect with one another. It would give them the opportunity to come together and then engage with one another in real life versus through a screen or through text messages. But also another thing to think about with this was that statement from Elon Musk and how this ban could be an actual backdoor to prevent all Australians from using social media. On that one, I'm a little 50-50 because let's say, for instance, that the social media ban works and that it helps improve the mental health of these younger children and teenagers. They could easily say, well, hey, it helped them. I believe it will help our entire population, so let's ban it for everyone. That could be a possibility, but hopefully that doesn't happen because even though there are some negatives when it comes to social media, there are also a lot of positives and people utilize it for a lot of great things. But if any other information arises with this, I'll make sure to keep you updated. Let's move on to the next article. Entity nudges you to provide a reason every time you unlock your phone. There are times where you mindlessly unlock your phone as a force of habit to eventually do nothing or scroll timelines. To get rid of that habit, Ukrainian developer Yaroslav Nezarnardoko has built an Android app called Entity, which nudges you to provide a reason or do an action like breathing or stretching every time you unlock the phone. After researching human and computer interaction, Nezarnardoko released a redesigned version this summer that allows users to customize nudges. You can select nudges from several categories such as intention, necessity, grounding, posture, and minimalism. All of these categories have different numbers of prompts, and you can add a new category or prompt as well. You can swipe out from the nudge screen to avoid entering the reason, but then it defeats the purpose of using the app. You can set a cooldown time so the nudge doesn't show up right after you lock the phone in case you're waiting for someone's reply. What's more, you can set the intensity of nudge pop-ups by setting them to appear on every second, third, fifth, or 10th unlock. Entity is free, but you can pay $1.99 per month to unlock scheduling for nudges, a hard mode that forces you to enter a reason, and a lock button to lock your phone from the nudge screen. So this looks like a very interesting use of technology for those of you out there who can't seem to put your phone down. This would be very beneficial for you. I'm sure there are times where you're just doing something or maybe you're laying there, then you grab your phone, you unlock it, and then you're scrolling on different social media apps for hours and hours. So this would be very helpful to stop doing that. But also when it comes to unlocking your phone and doing a lot of scrolling, you get away from doing the task that you need to complete or that you wanted to complete when you wrote it down earlier in the week. So I think this is a great app. Hopefully people will be able to utilize it and find themselves being a lot more productive as they want to be than they were before. Let's move on to the next article. Muddy Machines acquires key assets and IP from Fox Robotics. Muddy Machines Ltd. this week said it has acquired the majority of key assets and intellectual property from Fox Robotics Ltd. Farnham, UK-based Fox Robotics was a startup focused on the challenges and operations of soft fruit farms. With its acquisition of Fox, Muddy Machines said it now offers growers a wide selection of autonomous systems. The company will change the name of Fox Robotics' Hugo RT platform to Squirrel. Squirrel is a competitor to the field robot of Burrow Robotics. This class of mobile robotics autonomously transports material from one point to another on the farm. Muddy Machines said said it plans to offer more products to meet growers' needs for more efficient operations. Money Machine's existing robot, Sprout, is a precision agriculture platform for specialty crops grown in open fields. Its initial tool, a selective green asparagus harvester, was successfully trialed earlier this year. With partners, the Chiswick UK-based company is developing additional tools for precision weeding, planting, and spraying. It added that Sprout will extend its reach into the berry and fruit sector, capable of operating both outdoors and in polytunnels. The robot is initially serving an autonomous carrier for heavy loads. Money Machines said Sprout can increase worker productivity and address labor shortages. So that's just an update when it comes to robotics being out there on the farms, doing what it does. And I believe that more companies and more farms are going to continue to do this as the years move on. They don't have the people that they need to get the work done that they need to get done. There are also a lot of jobs out there that people don't want to do, or that farmers or companies can't find the help for, in which these robotics would be very helpful for them to not only keep up with the demand that they need to keep up with, but also bring that food to the grocery stores, so that way you don't have to worry about growing your own food. Speaking of the farms and fields, let's talk about John Deere. John Deere, Mississippi State partner to develop automated farm equipment. Mississippi State University and John Deere have partnered to develop automated farm equipment through a master research agreement. The agreement establishes a framework for the university's Agricultural Autonomy Institute to develop technology to automate steps in the farming of cotton and other crops common to Mississippi and the South. The partnership with an agriculture equipment powerhouse like John Deere will help put Mississippi on the map for the agricultural autonomy industry. AAI's mission is to build a critical mass of companies in the industry in the state and thereby foster increased research and startups and develop a Mississippi-based workforce. MSU Assistant Professor Hussein Ekerkani stated that operating agriculture equipment in certain applications requires intense focus and attention to detail. Imagine operating in such a situation all day, and you'll understand how easy it would be to lose concentration and start making costly mistakes. So it looks like the Mississippi State University and John Deere are going to be able to expand the use of technology and get a lot more work done. But with this article, I bring it to you because it's important to learn about different aspects and different industries who are implementing technology that you could possibly be a part of. And for people out there who have sons and daughters in college, maybe this would be a good opportunity for you to help them get involved in a major that is related to some type of technology, so that way they can be ahead of the game when they're coming out of college and find themselves in a position to be a part of this technological revolution. Let's move on to the next article. SS Innovations completes its first robotic cardiac surgery in Indonesia. SS Innovations International Incorporated today said it has successfully performed its first ever robotic cardiac surgery in Indonesia. The surgery was performed with the SSI Mantra system, which the company said demonstrates its commitment to making advanced robotic surgeries cost-effective and globally accessible. The procedures included a bilateral, internal mammary artery coronary artery bypass graft, an atrial septal defect repair, and a beating heart totally endoscopic coronary artery bypass. They were conducted at the Harapan Kita National Cardiac Hospital in Jakarta. Dr. Sahir Servastava, the founder, chairman, and CEO of SS Innovations, performed the TCAP with support from his team from the company. Gurugram, India-based SS Innovations International offers the proprietary SSI Mantra surgical robotic system and SSI Mudra instrumentation. The SSI Mantra 3, which was released in July, is modular and allows surgeons to use 3 to 5 robotic arms. The system has an open-face ergonomic surgeon command center, a 32-inch 3D 4K monitor, and a 23-inch 2D touch panel monitor for all patient-related information display. It also provides a virtual real-time image of the robotic patient sidearm carts and can superimpose 3D models of diagnostic imaging. The system also supports telesurgery. The SSI Mantra includes more than 40 different types of robotic endosurgical instruments that can be used for different specialties, including cardiac surgery. In September, SS Innovations said more than 2,000 procedures have been conducted with its system. It also added Dr. Frederick Moll, founder of Intuitive Surgical, to its board. So that's just another update when it comes to robotics being implemented in the healthcare space. In this previous video right here, and then this previous video right here, I talked about how they utilize robotics to complete different surgeries, and they also implemented telesurgery out there at NYU and also in Africa. So as stated before in those videos, this is going to continue to expand even more. These doctors are definitely going to find a way to utilize the technology to help be more efficient and precise as they do their surgeries, giving them the opportunity to do do their best work at critical times as they're helping people save their lives. Let's move on to the next article. Reddit looks to UK, India, Brazil, and the Philippines to spur international growth. Reddit is concentrating on international markets such as the UK, India, Brazil, and the Philippines to bolster its user base. More than 50% of Reddit's user base is outside of the US, the company's chief operating officer Jin Wong told CNBC in an interview. Wong highlighted India, signaling that English-speaking users from the country are engaging in topics like cricket and Bollywood. The company plans to expand on its translation efforts as it aims to expand its machine learning-based translation feature to over 30 countries through 2025. So that's just an update when it comes from Reddit. So if you are out there in the UK, India, the Philippines, and Brazil, it looks like Reddit is going to continue to expand in your area. And this is a very interesting platform where you can engage in different topics. So if you haven't looked at Reddit, you should definitely check it out. Let's move on to the next article. Elon Musk targets OpenAI's for-profit transition in a new filing. In a new motion filed late Friday in his lawsuit against OpenAI, Elon Musk attorneys have asked for a preliminary injunction to stop OpenAI from transitioning to a for-profit enterprise, reports TechCrunch. They also asked the judge to forbid the company from continuing alleged practices that they say violate U.S. antitrust laws. As for the antitrust claims, Musk lawyers allege that OpenAI and Microsoft told investors not to fund their mutual competitors, which they say violates the Sherman Act, and they claim that Musk verified that at least one major investor that had previously contributed to an XAI funding round has since declined to invest in XAI. They also allege that OpenAI benefits from wrongfully obtained competitively sensitive information gained through Microsoft connections they insist are effectively prohibited under the Clayton Act. So as more companies continue to vie for the top spot when it comes to the AI space, we may start to see a lot more of this in 2025. But when it comes to Elon and XAI, I do wonder if OpenAI becomes a for-profit company, will this give them an edge over XAI and Anthropic and other companies due to the fact that they're so popular and maybe more investors will want to pour more money into the company. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this one plays out. Even though OpenAI and XAI are going through this little challenge, you can't forget about Anthropic or Meta because they're also doing a lot of great things and have a lot of great connections to a lot of big companies and also governments around the globe. So that's just some of the latest news when it comes to the world of technology. I want to continue to keep you informed, so in order to do that, you should already know to like the video, subscribe, and then tell a friend to like the video, subscribe, and then check out these two videos right here so you can stay up to date on the rapid evolving world of technology.